Great pleasure to welcome you all today. And I must say, it's not every day that AMA gets to introduce someone who manages to run one of India's fastest growing cities and still remains so calm, composed, and efficient. We are privileged to have with us Ms. Shalini Agarwal, IAS Municipal Commissioner of Surat. Sometimes I was thinking that for us to maintain a company or maintain a household or a factory is stressful, whereas Shalini Ben is running a city which is more than 70, 80 lakhs, I think 80 people, so 85 lakhs in Surat, one of the fastest growing cities in India. And in the world global also, in the world index also, it shows how fast Surat is growing. So that's great. She's a distinguished Indian Administrative Service Officer of 2005 batch with 2 decades of leadership experience in governance, urban planning, public administration, and policy implementation. So Shalini Ben, for me, you may not remember, but you helped us, my company, Kosara Diagnostics. I just shared the story, so I'm not saying it again in Vadodara. And I spoke to you on the phone and I was explaining that in this whole busy time during the pandemic, we had this very critical shipment of primers coming all the way from US. It landed in Baroda. It had to come to our factory in minus 20 degrees Celsius. And someone had to help us because if it didn't come, government of Gujarat and the people of Gujarat would not get the PCR test. We were the first to make it. That time was absolutely critical. Hospitals were calling us. I was under a lot of pressure. And my offices called you. You were the collector of Vadodara. And you helped us by sending this shipment, not only just with a letter or something, but with escorted sirens coming into our facility. In between was this minus 20 degrees refrigerated van. And then you followed up by coming later to see how these diagnostic tests are made. So she came to our factory. We don't have enough time, so I'm going to put, I had actually photos of us. I mean, not me, I was not there with them. So it's incredible what Shalini Ben has done in this, and it shows how government helps in very critical situations like this. Her efforts span urban transportation projects, international representations at COP28, Smart City Expo, and innovations in municipal finance, including her much appreciated publication all about municipal bonds, a global case study circulated by Niti Agarwal. This evening, Ms. Agarwal will speak on Viksit Bharat at 2047, Urban Governance for a Future-Ready India, an initiative that urges us to reimagine and build a resilient, inclusive, and future-ready India. It is our privilege to welcome you at AMA. Thank you.
First of all, I apologize for the delay. I was in Gandhinagar, so I really got stuck in the meeting. So I really apologize for that. Thank you, AMA, for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to interact with you today on one of the most important topics, which I find is going to play an important role with respect to 2047, where Honorable Prime Minister Sir has made a commitment to make India as one of the biggest economy in the world with an ambitious target of 30 trillion US dollar economy. And when we are talking about 30 trillion US dollar economy by 2047, urban cities are going to play an important role in this journey. It is estimated that by 2050, 68% of global population will be there in urban areas. And now it is being seen as a trend in the whole world that developing economies, especially Asia, Africa, and in Asia and Africa also, India, China, Indonesia, these are the countries which are taking lead in urban governance or urban development. Asia will account for at least 60% of global urban growth, where China and India will play an important role in urban growth. It is also a very fascinating factor that India has got the highest second urban population in the world, where 12% of urban population resides in India. So India will play an important role in terms of economic development and urbanization. These are the trends that how urbanization have happened in world and the other most developed countries in the world. For India, this era is really important because India is supposed to be a rural economy where now India is undergoing a transformation and India is becoming an urban economy. You can see the decadal growth rate in rural population and urban population. Earlier, rural decadal growth rate was more than urban population decadal growth rate. But now, in 2011 to 20, urban population decadal growth rate is more than rural decadal population growth. And it has been estimated that by 2047 or 50, 65% of urban population will live in cities. So approximately 850 million people will live in the cities, and let's congratulate the whole country that now India has become fourth largest economy in the world, and which is I think one of the fastest transformation from fifth to fourth point. When we are talking about Indian cities, they occupy only 3% of cities, 3% of India's area. That means that 3% of area of the country is occupied by urban cities and which is contributing around 60% of GDP. By 2047, it is being estimated that 85% GDP will come from cities and 50 to 60% population will reside in urban cities. So cities will lead economic growth in the country in next 20 to 30 years. These are some of the figures of urbanization among different states. I will just skip these slides. I would quote that Indian cities and urban cities, the way they are increasing in terms of size and in terms of population, it is equivalent to even some of the most important countries in the world, like Delhi. The population of Delhi is comparable to Canada. Mumbai is comparable to Australia. Kolkata is comparable to Netherlands. Bangalore is comparable to Sweden. Chennai is comparable to Belgium. Hyderabad to Portugal. Surat comparable to the whole country of Switzerland. And Jaipur to Hong Kong. So there is a very important quote of Honorable Prime Minister that urban planning will determine the fate of our cities in Amrit Kal and the well-planned cities will determine the fate of India. Niti Ayog has taken a very important initiative in the country. If you look around the whole world, especially the most important cities like New York, London, Washington DC, Paris, most of the cities have some economic development plan, keeping in perspective next 20 years, 30 years, or 40 years perspective plan. And that is the basic policies of mayors of those cities, and the whole city plans its infrastructure, or every year the budget is prepared, keeping in view the perspective plan or the economic development plan of the cities. For the first time in India, the government has recognized the importance of this economic development plan, which should be prepared for the cities. Niti Aayog took this initiative 1.5 years back, and 4 cities in India were selected to prepare economic development plan for the first time. One was Mumbai, which is the economic capital of India, Varanasi, Vizag in South India, and Surat. Later on, Niti Aayog realized that the area which is surrounding the city should also be part of that growth hub plan, because you cannot see city as an isolated entity. It has to be integrated with all other areas which are contributing in coherence for the overall economic and social development of that area. So a new concept came, growth hub, and Surat was the first region in India which prepared this growth hub plan. And last year, this was the first growth hub plan which was launched in the country. And Honorable Chief Minister, along with the team of Government of India and Niti Aayog, they launched this economic growth hub plan. It's a very beautiful book which has been launched, and for the first time, we have identified the sectors which needs to be promoted for economic development activities. Also, sustainability and climate change initiatives are part of that economic growth hub plan, and the theme of economic growth hub plan is earn well and live well. So all aspects of quality of life, they are also incorporated into this growth hub plan. This was the launching of a growth hub plan, and it is envisioned that the GDP of current Surat economic growth hub has to be grown by 20 times by 2047. So it's a very ambitious target. Gujarat has made a 2047 Viksit Gujarat Growth Hub Plan, and in which government of Gujarat has taken an ambitious target of increasing its GDP to 2047. And with respect to that, Surat Growth Hub Plan has got a very ambitious plan of increasing its GDP. These are the sectors which have been identified in this growth hub plan, which includes textiles, diamond, pharmaceuticals, manufacturing, IT, service sector, and lots of tourism. Then, because it's a tribal area, also surrounding area, so agro processing, organic farming, cattle development. Along with that, there are different kind of themes, like Surat Growth Hub will be projected as global manufacturing hub in India. It will generate next generation workforce. It will promote business and leisure travel. It will be moving towards green shift or sustainability or climate change actions, and overall rising incomes and quality of life will be promoted in this growth plan. These are different sectors which I've just spoken where it will be promoted. Then, after preparation of this growth hub plan, for the first time, concrete 51 projects have been identified, and these 51 projects, along with the location, have been identified, on which now Government of India, Government of Gujarat, and Surat Growth Hub will be working together. So this is the first time in the history of Gujarat where an economic development plan will lead the growth of city and all the districts surrounding that growth of plan. So Surat city, Surat district, Navsari district, Dance, Valsad, Tapi, Bharuch, all of these districts are part of this growth hub, and there will be lots of PPP initiatives lots of infrastructure which will be developed by Government of India and Government of Gujarat jointly. And all of these projects are being envisioned not only as national level projects, but as international level projects where the target is to promote export activities through this Surat Growth Hub. When this plant was launched, after that, government immediately started working on implementation of this growth hub plan, and for that an authority is being created for the first time, which will be known as SREDA authority, where the DPRs of this project and implementation of this project will be taken up by this SREDA authority in consultation with Government of Gujarat and Government of India. You can see that in chemical sector, anchor investors are being promoted so as to drive chemical sector in this area. These all projects have been identified as a location. You can see the marking of these projects location wise. I will share this slide with you because it will be of importance to people here, because they can come to know that which area is promoting which economic activity in the whole South Gujarat economic hub zone. Free trade warehouse zone, port capacities will be enhanced, multimodal logistic park. Beyond textile now, apparels and garmenting are being promoted. Beyond diamond now, jewelry manufacturing is being promoted. And the Dream City, if you are aware that it has got world's largest Surat Diamond Burj, which is the largest office building in the world. The whole concept of a new Bharat Bazaar is being envisioned in this Dream City, which will be the biggest market in India. If you go to Dubai, you will find the best of the brands and all kinds of items in Dubai for shopping, whether it is for business to business or whether it is for business to customer. If you go to Guangzhou in China, you will find all kind of materials for business to business. Bharat Bazaar is merging both the concept of Dubai and Guangzhou, where B2B will be promoted and B2C will be promoted. B2B will be known as boards, so textile boards, jewelry boards, they will come up, and B2C will be promoted as souk. So textile souks, jewelry souks will come up. Also, because India has got lots of diversity in terms of handicrafts, handlooms, make in India products. So huge artisan village and huge area will be allotted for people who are working in these areas or artisans from all over the country. So you can find almost all kinds of handcrafted products in that area. And the fourth component will be luxury malls, where all the brands, best brands of the world and India will be promoted at one place. So it's a very ambitious project, and it's going to be a global market for B2B and B2C in future. Then there are other projects like the growth will be developed as education city, health city, green city. All of those initiatives are being taken. So when we are talking about future ready city, I think that we will have to consider them as a growth hub cities. In the future, they have to be globally competitive in terms of their skill manpower, in terms of their quality, in terms of their diversity of products. They have to be resilient when we are talking about earthquakes, floods, waterlogging, flash floods, all kinds of disasters, fire. So these cities have to be resilient cities. They have to be sustainable and most livable city. You must promote neighborhood green spaces, urban forest, walking track, cycle track, and spaces for disabled people, children, women, senior citizens, youth. And then tourism will play an important part in future ready cities. It has to be inclusive, which not only takes care of economic component of the growth, but also social component and lives, promoting lives for disadvantaged, for people who are migrating from all over the country, to take care of these kinds of segments also. And now we will have to talk about green and carbon neutral city in industrial area era of 150 years, 1.3 degrees Celsius temperature got risen. Nowadays, it is being estimated that 0.27 Celsius per decade is the rise of temperature. So, if we are in 2025, by the end of this century, there will be a rise of 3 degrees Celsius. You can imagine that how the life is going to be difficult, not only for us, we will be like our 70s or 80s in 2080 or 2075, but the environment which we are inheriting, I think we are not doing justice to our generation, the next generation, and they will see a difficult life in coming years. So I would talk about Surat's best practices in short. Surat is the 8th largest city. It has got 85 lakh of population. This is the only city in the world where in last 10 years the population has got doubled. Can you imagine that a city population got doubled in last 10 years? If this is the population decadal growth, where the city will go in next few years, and this is just because of its entrepreneurship, its business, its quality of life, that people from all over India are migrating to Surat for better opportunities. So it's not a natural population growth, it is a population growth due to businesses. So I think when we are talking about development, water will play a very important role for industries and for the cities. Surat started with recycle of wastewater way back in 2014, and it was the first city in India which started recycling its drainage wastewater and started supplying to textile industries of city. Now, textile industries are very water intensive, and therefore they draw a lots of water from river and from underground, which is actually meant for drinking water. So, in last 3 years, we have tried to increase this capacity by 3 times, and currently 115 mld water is being recycled and it is being given to textile industries, power generating industries, and other industries in the city. Surat Municipal Corporation is earning around 140 crore rupees annually out of sale of this recycle and reuse of this wastewater. So what we are talking about, gutter water or drainage water, Surat Municipal Corporation is actually earning lots of revenue out of it. In next 3 years, this revenue will increase from 140 crores to 500 crore rupees, and 115 MLD capacity will reach up to 550 MLD capacity. So we are including more and more steel producing plants, more textile clusters, where we will be supplying this drainage wastewater to industries. These are some of the photographs, and this model is being studied not only at national level, but teams from World Bank, IFC, and from international level. They come and they are taking the visits of this project. Last year, we got Surat got first in the whole country in water management, in reuse and recycle of wastewater, and Honorable President gave this award to Surat Corporation. Everybody is concerned about sanitation, and I think that solid waste management plays a very important role in the city, especially cleanliness. Uh, the work starts at the household level, and you have to segregate waste so as to properly manage it scientifically at your transfer stations or at your processing site. Surat is generating around 2,200 metric ton per day, and the whole waste is being processed. 100% door-to-door collection happens. All the vehicles are GPS-based vehicles. Every area is monitored online. Every area is mapped online, and our integrated command and control center monitors online whether the vehicles are reaching on time, whether the vehicles are reaching to the places, and if any of the point is missed, We don't rely on any manual intervention. Through GPS coordinates and through the mapping of these all points, automatic penalty is generated and contractors are penalized automatically without any report, without any manual intervention. And the quality of segregation is also monitored at every transfer station through electronic weighing machines where the vehicle comes. Again, every vehicle is RFID, so we don't entertain any manual intervention. The RFID vehicle is read and the data is automatically fetched at integrated command and control center. The weight is also measured through electronic weighing machine, and how much segregation has taken place, which area is poor, which area is good. The whole mapping can be seen on our digital screen, and from there then we take interventions or steps to improve the segregation. And also in on the main roads, automatic sweeping machines, a huge network of sweeping machines are procured, and they do the cleaning in the night when the traffic is really less. So all the main roads of city are swept in the night. Again, these vehicles are GPS based. We have done three category of the sweeping through these vehicles. If the vehicle is moving fast, it will come into red category, because if the vehicle is moving fast, it will not do the cleaning properly. If it is moving very slow, it will be yellow. It has to maintain a particular speed, so that speed will be termed as green. So the speed and the GPS locations, they map the efficiency of the vehicle automatically without any report from any of the staff. And through the efficiency, again, the contractor is penalized, or whatever the punitive actions are being taken. They are all online without any intervention. Uh, I think that the garbage is actually a very important source of resources, because we have got 4 or 5 plants which are really scientifically processing the garbage which is being collected. One is construction and demolition waste. I think that every big city is undergoing lots of construction work, and it is very important that this demolition waste or construction waste should come into a processing site. In Surat, everything is online, so nobody needs to go to the office. They can just apply online, and then they can tie up with the agency. When they come for Raja Chakti, they have to come with that receipt, which is again online. And our CCTV networks, they monitor whether the garbage is being disposed on road or whether it is in the construction site. CND waste plant. CND waste plant is generating lots of important things like paver blocks and construction material. SMC procures 35% of that construction material for its own construction processes, so as to sustain this initiative, and rest of the construction material goes again into the construction work in the city through private players. So these are different now. Ganesh Mahotsav is a very important event in Surat, where after Mumbai, 85,000 Ganeshas are actually they are immersed in the water. So we are promoting making Ganesha through this construction and demolition waste. So when you pour water or immerse Ganeshji, it actually culminates into a plant, and then that plant you can put in the house. So this practice for last 1.5 years is getting very popular in the whole city. Plastic is one of the most important component of solid waste management. Again, in Surat, the plastic is being converted into plastic fiber, which is being used by textile industry. Secondly, we are using shredded plastic for construction of roads. So Surat was the first corporation in India which started shredded plastic for the construction of road. And now even Government of India has incorporated the technique of shredded plastic construction road in IRB code. So National Highways has started doing this, and every year around 10 to 13 kilometers of road is being constructed through shredded plastic. We were the first city in India which removed legacy waste. तो जो आप लोग कचरे के ढेर देखते हैं या पहाड़ देखते हैं, you won't find anything in Surat, and this is the site which has been converted into green forest, green grassland, and now all of this site is being revamped for Surat Diamond Bush, because now Surat Diamond Bush is becoming a very important place for people flowing from all over the world. So we are trying to develop golf course, urban forest, and all neighborhood spaces in this legacy waste. 25 lakh metric ton of legacy waste was removed and 6 lakh 12,000 square meter land was freed. You can just imagine the price of this land, which will be running in thousands of crores of rupees. Last year, Indore used to come first every year in Swachh Bharat mission in India, but last year we also joined Indore in coming first in the whole country, and again, President of India gave this award. Uh, when we are talking about sustainability, renewable energy and net zero will play an important role. Honorable Prime Minister Sir has taken a commitment that by 2070, India will become net zero. For Surat, we have taken a commitment that by 2047, Surat will become net zero. And our most important consumption is electricity consumption. But I'm happy to share that currently 28% of our electricity consumption is coming from renewable energy. I think Surat is the only city in India which has got such a huge consumption of renewable energy, a percentage of renewable energy in the total basket of electricity consumption. And Surat started investing money in wind power plant and solar power plant outside its jurisdiction. So we have invested money in Banaskantha, Palanpur, Saurashtra in solar power plants and wind power plants, so that we can invest into renewable energy. And our target is that by 2047, 100% of energy consumption will come from renewable energy. Again, we are focusing a lot on solar rooftop, and Surat has got highest solar rooftop in residential areas and in commercial areas in the whole country, not only in Gujarat but in the whole country. So these are the pictures of wind power plant and solar power plant where invested money outside the Surat. Again, electric buses and electric vehicles are very important part of public mobility and public transport. And when we are talking about future ready city, I think public transport will play a very important role. Surat has got the longest BRTS corridor in India, but before 3 months, it became the first BRTS corridor in India where 100% electric buses are running. So no diesel bus, no CNG bus, all the buses have been converted into electric buses with beautiful infrastructure of depots, bus depots, repairs and maintenance. And now, even with GIZ, that's a German international organization, and MOHUA of Government of India and Government of Gujarat, in the world we have piloted one project where solar power is being generated, it is being stored in the battery, and these batteries are of reused electric vehicles battery. So solar power is getting generated into second hand batteries of electric vehicles, and those batteries we are using for charging of electric buses. So this was the first project which GIZ initiated, and they chose Surat because it was the first city in India to have 100% electric buses, and it was completed only in 1.5 months. So before 3 months, the MOU was signed in front of the Chief Minister, sir, and just in 1.5 months, the whole project was completed. We have also promoted private vehicles through electric vehicle policy, where 100% vehicle tax exemption is being given to people in Surat city who is procuring two-wheelers, three-wheelers, four-wheelers, which are electric in nature. Secondly, we are promoting pay and park, 100% free of charges for them. Third, we have created a huge infrastructure of public charging stations at public places. The locations are mapped in Google, so anybody can just open those public charging stations and they can just see the location and whether it is free or not, or what are the charges and how much is the vacancy there. All of these things can be seen online. And because of all of these initiatives, uh, Gujarat's 35% electric vehicles are in Surat, and India's 2.5% electric vehicles are in Surat. So when Prime Minister Sir came 1.5 years before in Surat, he termed Surat as electric mobility city of India because of use of electric vehicles in good numbers. This is a very important and very interesting project. Surat has got a huge network of creeks. Even Ahmedabad might have got creeks which passes through the city. And this was the dirtiest area of Surat city where everybody used to dump garbage. And people were really, they didn't want to stay in that area. But with Mahua and AFD and European Union, we took this project and 60 hectares of urban forest is created in 2 years. So, first you imagine that getting the land of area of 60 hectare right in the middle of city was quite challenging, and we made lots of micro TP schemes and TP schemes, and we did lots of stakeholders meeting with private people to get the land. And 5 lakh plantations are done in this biodiversity park. Uh, 4.5 kilometers of length is being developed on both sides of the creek, and 13 kilometer of walking track, 11 kilometer of cycle track, and 13 water retention ponds, and 35 big rainwater harvesting structures have been created in that area. So the whole area is transformed. Recently, Honorable Prime Minister Sir inaugurated this project, and you can see that how it was before and how it is now. So now, before 6 months, the European Union did the survey of prices of real estate. So the prices of real estate have shot up by 5 times what it was 3 years before. So the whole area is now getting flooded uh, with people of all ages, like senior citizens, women, who are coming in this biodiversity park. And this biodiversity park is South Asia's largest biodiversity park. Recently, I made a presentation in United Nations Environment Program in Delhi, where there was a global conference, and they selected it as one of the best practices to present it at a global level. And last year again, we came first in Swachh Vayu Sarvekshan in the whole country. So this award was given to us. This is my last point, digital governance. I think that every department or every corporation, they crib about manpower and staff. But the way development is taking place in the cities, I think that we need to empower ourselves with technology, artificial intelligence, and with digital governance to reach out to maximum people and for efficiency and efficacy. This is India's largest integrated command and control center. And almost all the services of municipal governance, they can be tracked, monitored, planned on this integrated command and control center. Again, this was inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister Sir. You can see that how huge this building is, and we have listed the services. These are just few numbers, but it is much beyond that. Almost more than 600 services are being monitored through this digital command and control center. Just few quick examples in this, that the whole traffic is being monitored into it. So which road has got how much of traffic density, how the speed violations, helmet violations, red light violations, everything is being tracked into it. E-memo goes to the houses or the commercial premises of people, and the whole traffic management is being monitored through ICCC. We are using it extensively for Swachhta monitoring. So if people are throwing garbage, our artificial intelligence software is being created where if you can see the left hand side where a girl is or a lady is throwing garbage. So our artificial intelligence software they extract those kinds of videos itself, and then the alert goes to our mobile teams, and then the teams take actions on the field. So now I don't need 20 people to sit on the screen and see that where people are throwing garbage. Rather than that, no person is required, and this artificial intelligence software gives us the video and we take action. Secondly, stray cattle. You can see that on the right side, whenever there is a stray cattle movement, the artificial intelligence software tracks this movement. So if there is a human movement, it will not track. If there is a cattle movement only, then it will track and it will give us alert about this cattle movement. We have done 100% RFID of cattle. So we need not go to the field. Those RFID tags are read online. That RFID tag has got owner's name, its address, phone number, everything into it. So again, our memos go to his house automatically. Likewise, spitting. So we have tied up with RTO department, and again, our artificial intelligence software tracks this movement. Whenever anybody spits, his vehicle number is tracked through RTO, and again, e-memos goes to his home or offices wherever the number is registered. Sorry? Yeah, spitting on the road. Spitting on the road, spitting on the bridges, spitting on the gardens, spitting on the public places. Wherever they spit, this software tracks them automatically.
Masala has created such a bad scenario.
Yes, yes,
What is doing with AI?
yes.
Very happy.
So initially, people were actually protesting that because they didn't know that they will be captured in the cameras and all.
No, and they have to pay for that.
Yes, you have to pay for that. So, but now if a person is residing in north of your city and if he is spitting in south of your city, he will be tracked. And again, all the buses, their schedule, everything is online. So if any bus defaults in time of scheduling or if gets delayed, the contractor is penalized automatically. We don't ask any manual report. Everything is mapped into in our command and control center. We have a single money card. Kochi and Surat, they are the only cities in India which started with single money card, where a single money card can be used for BRTS, city buses, for any of our services like science center, aquarium, community halls, sports facilities. And now even in Surat, private people are accepting that single money card. So if you go to any restaurant or commercial places, you can use that money card for the payment. And now we are integrating it with metro, which is coming up in Surat. I've already talked about those lines and smart solid waste management, RFID, and everything. So we got second best city award in smart cities for this integrated command and control center, again by the honorable president. And when we are talking about development, we will have to take care of people who work for us, especially labor who is migrating from all over the country. When the population is doubling in the city, Surat's slum population has decreased from 20% to 5.78%. It is the only city in India where slum population has decreased just because of two reasons. One, whenever any town planning scheme is being planned, EWS housing is compulsory. Nobody objects to that, and I think I should really appreciate people of Surat that they have the vision of development with inclusive development where no reservation is opposed by anybody, whether it's a political body, elected body, or people. So even in posh areas or even in the most premium areas, you will find EWS reservation and nobody objects to that. Secondly, that whenever we are taking any Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, nobody objects to construction of that Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. So if you come to Surat, right in the middle of huge luxury flats, you will find a Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana standing in between them. I think that it talks about inclusive development in two sense. One, that the workforce is spread equitably in the whole city, so they need not travel, or there is no ghettoization, or there is no cluster development of these people. Secondly, that they get all kinds of amenities for their development, like education, medical facilities, and it also reduces dependency on your public transport or transport. So I think that this model is really important, which should be adopted in all the cities, and this should be the area where everybody should work together. And when we are talking about these people, this year, in all our schools, I think Surat Municipal Corporation is the only corporation in India which runs schools from 9th to 12th standard. Every corporation runs from 1 to 8th, but we are running schools for even higher education, and we run schools in 13 languages. Urdu, Tamil, Odia, Hindi, Gujarati, Marathi, so in 13 languages. But this year, again 2 months before, we equipped all of our schools with labs of artificial intelligence, robotics, 3D printing, augmented reality, virtual reality, and drone training. And Honorable Chief Minister sir inaugurated these labs. And I was very happy to see that girls of from 9th to 12th, they were flying drone in front of the Chief Minister and all the dignitaries. They were assembling drones. They were assembling robotics. And I told the Chief Minister sir that this is AR and this is VR. So that girl objected in between, Madam, you are wrong. This is VR and this is AR. So everybody was laughing. So what I want to say is that you will have to develop your next generation, which is good in technology, artificial intelligence, and which is good in digital this thing. So these kinds of initiatives are being taken up. These are few pictures where, and this all thing has been done through CSR. So within 6 months, all of these labs have been set up through CSR. And today only, 110 students from these labs have participated at national level. 10 students, just before when I was coming here, I got a news that 10 students are going at international level. And Ahmedabad is a World Heritage City. So we are trying to even develop a Surat in heritage. So you can see the restoration of fort before and after, and now it has become one of the most important heritage sites in the city, where we are organizing national conferences on tourism, on heritage development. I think it is the soul of life. So you will have to promote art, culture, heritage whenever you are talking about future ready cities, sports, and all of those. This is related to, we always talk that we have less finances or we don't have grants, but I think that this is the time where even small entrepreneurs or middle-sized companies, they are raising money through innovative ways. So we are also trying to raise money through innovative ways like municipal bonds, green municipal bonds, InvITs, which is now becoming popular, REITs, which is again becoming popular, and through public-private partnerships. So we have got lots of projects through public-private partnership, viability gap funding, crowd funding. So this is a whole sector of a discussion, but just to give a glimpse that we should not crib about finances. I think there is a lot more opportunities available in front of us. We just need to tap them and cash them, and we have to look forward to the development of people. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Your passion of coming to Ahmedabad and AMA and delivering a lecture, though you were late, I'm sure Surat is having the same blessings. Because of you and your passion, the Surat city is seeing something different, which Surat has never seen before. Thank you very much, ma'am, for coming here. We wanted you to be here, and for that we also congratulate Ashish Bhai, our PR committee person, who is the man behind bringing madam over here.
I think he is the person.
He is the person, yes. About 3 months back also we wanted you here, but there was some urgency over there, so we had to shift the date. And today you are here. Thank you very much, audience. No words for you. You are here up to 8:25 for this purpose, and that is what AMA is meant for. We all do this for you, and thank you very much. Please keep motivating us. If we want to have one or two questions, we can have. She has to catch flight, so she will answer and then she will go.
When can we have you as a professional?
I'm really done with Commissioner 8.
So let us congratulate her for her future promotion.
There is a question on the accountability of municipal officials for, say, events like water logging, collecting of leaches, roads, because every year it keeps on happening. We hear that municipality has allotted, say, 500 crores for storm water piping. It happens not only in Ahmedabad, it happens everywhere, including Mumbai. And Mumbai is the only city in India where High Court has awarded a punishment to PWD engineers for negligence of duties. As far as this flooding is concerned. So how do you view this situation?
I would say that technology will again play an important part in terms of fixing their responsibility. First is, in corporation, it is very important to have coordination among all the departments. I think that you will agree that people try to toss responsibilities to other department or to other offices, even in the same organization. So they have to sit together, they have to plan together. They will say कि ये ड्रेनेज विभाग का है जो हेडक्वार्टर में बैठा है, जोन वाला नहीं करेगा. ड्रेनेज विभाग बोलेगा कि ये जोन वाला करेगा, हम लोग नहीं करेंगे. So I think they try to toss the responsibility on each other. You have to do the mapping, and zone wise, ward wise, work wise, the information should be available on the websites or through your social media handles, that who is looking after which kind of work in which area. Secondly, when we are talking about construction of any utility or construction of anything, I think that you need to put signages on every work, that who is the responsible officer for that, who is the contractor, how much is the time period for that, and these information should be publicly available so that people will also play an important role in terms of social audit. And third, you have to do continuous planning for that. Flooding is going to be one of the most important disasters or most prominent disasters in coming years, because we are seeing flash floods, like 10-inch water in rainfall in 6 hours or 7 hours, and our cities are not prepared for that water. So we need to upgrade our stormwater systems or our drainage systems. And I think again SCADA. If you have SCADA, it gives you all kinds of information on your screens, so you can see where drainage has got stopped or where storm water is not flowing. You can take corrective steps. If you don't have information on your hand, how will you take corrective steps? And then if you have information on your dashboard or on your digital screen, then that officer will be responsible for that. And last point I would say is that give voice to people. So you open your platforms for grievances. The more grievances people register, you can have a feedback out of that, that which areas are doing poor or which areas are doing good. And those grievances should be easy. Like, why can't you register your grievances through mobile? Because everybody is using mobile. Why should one go to the computer to log its grievance? So mobile, everybody can use that. So WhatsApp or chatbots or something like that.
One question from that young girl.
Hi, am I audible? I hope I'm audible.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your presentation. I have a very specific question about the luxury brand mall that you were talking about in the Dream City. So, from what I've read, a lot of these luxury brands are known for contributing to climate change. And I feel like by promoting such brands as well as consumerism overall, don't you think it would increase the carbon footprint of the city? So I just wanted to get to know your opinion.
We are saying that luxury malls have to come there as part of business to customer things. Luxury malls are already existing. If you go to Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, everywhere those malls are existing. Bharat Bazaar is only a single point where all these brands are available. And I think that if you travel different cities, or if you travel one city and you get everything there, I think carbon emission will be comparatively less compared to other cities. I think the most important is your air travel, and air travel is emitting lots of carbon, and in some of the countries there is a sensitization that people are preferring video conferencing or people are avoiding traveling through air. So there can be different opinion about it, but putting things on one platform will be more convenient and will be more environmental friendly, I think.
There is one last question, and let us have a productive question rather than a controversial question.
Madam, such a wonderful project. Whether any cities are replicating such kind of projects?
So Nagpur is replicating this reuse and recycle of wastewater, and then other cities are also trying to replicate this reuse and recycle.
अगर आप इधर-
Our artificial
One question.
intelligence softwares now we are sharing with other smart cities because these presentations are being done at national level. So we are sharing with lots of cities. In Gujarat, you are aware that just now 9 new corporations have been formed. So all those 9 corporations are coming to Surat to learn all of these initiatives, and they are trying to replicate them. So lots of cities nationally they are trying to replicate them. So Ahmedabad has also started, but I think they need to go. They are going on this project further. They have not started the implementation, but they are going further on this. Even Vadodara has prepared a DPR, and they are
One last
also
question,
trying to.
yeah.
And Rajkot has also prepared a DPR, but they have not started implementing.
So, hello ma'am, I'm Shashwat. I am a UPSC aspirant. And so my question, I have a brief question that India is actually aiming a very higher goal in 2047. But what are your takeaways when it comes to the population management of our country? I mean, especially in Gujarat, which is showing excellent results in terms of economic and social development. Don't you think that an efficient population management plan of controlling and planning of the families will give more better results in the area of social development, socio-economic development?
Good question. I would say that India's main strength in today's time is that India has got highest young population in the world. So our main strength is young population. So we need to focus on skill development of youth, how to promote innovation, technology, and how to make them focus will determine the fate of India. And that is why education, skill development, and technology will play a very important role. Here I would like to say, because you are a young person, that our main issue is that technology should not distract us from our goal or from our target. Now we are spending more time on WhatsApp or just scrolling through Facebook or all those social media handles. I think it's a waste of energy. We should distinguish between what is good for us in terms of technology and what is bad for us. And last thing, that India's youth is excelling in all the countries of the world. If you talk about US top universities, top 20, 90% will be Indian. So they are doing very well in global universities. If you talk about IT or service sector, a person residing in the village of the country, when he is studying hard or he is developing his skills, he is sitting in Silicon Valley of USA and controlling the economy of the whole world. So youth is our power and we should really invest into it.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ketan Bhai from Chitralekha, for being with us for the whole event. Thank you very much, audience. Ma'am, thank you very much. See you soon once again with more awards, more accolades, and more learnings. And welcome to Ahmedabad and Gandhinagar. Whenever you are here, AM is all yours. Please share your learnings to our audience always. Thank you very much. Thank you.
we are getting their fees also. Yeah. It's a very special guest.
IAS and also today I think IAS and trademark RSF
And और नहीं किया होगा।